Hi, good evening from Ghana. Good morning, Japan, Australia, wherever you are. And a good afternoon, America. Yes, you're all welcome to this wonderful program, Music Time with Varrick. This is going to be a wonderful program of discussion in music. We're going to talk your favorite subjects, the subjects you don't also like, those that will make you a bit uncomfortable, but you will learn a lot from me. Let me assure you that from today, which is the first episode, every Monday religiously you're going to see me, unless I'm not around, even that you would have a host, and it's going to be a wonderful time with your lovely guests, of your fans, and people you may not even know for now. You're going to meet a lot of people who discuss music. So it's Music Time with Varrick. You're welcome to the first episode. My name is James Varrick. I'm your host. We'll be right back after this short music interlude. Welcome back from that short break. For our first episode of this program, Music Time with Varrick, and our first discussion, I'm going to introduce two of our wonderful guests to you. The first I would introduce is a sound engineer, music director, a composer, an organist, a wonderful musician. And he's no other person than our one and only Mr. Thomas Alote. He's seated by my right. The next, say hi.
Hi.
The next is our own ever smiling, the beautiful Miss Amanda Mamefua Abroko. You're welcome to Music Time with Varrick.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
We are now still building the gospel choral classical industry. So we need to discuss it. When we discuss it, people know what we go through, what happens in the industry, and those who can be partners and supporters can come on board, knowing your problems and other things. They cannot think for you. So that's what has brought about this program. Let me also say that this program is beyond boundaries. It's beyond just Ghana. It's beyond Africa. You'll be hearing from a lot of people. We interview a lot of people, discuss a lot with many musicians, stakeholders, music lovers, even those professionals who are not musicians, just to make our industry better. So I take this opportunity to welcome you once again officially.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. For our first discussion, I want to know, you're a lady, and I see you very active. You're very active in music, and that is good. It's because I also know you. You're very active at Harmonious Chorale, and you combine work with Harmonious Chorale, and I just want to pick up your mind on something. How do you do it, especially being a lady? Relationship, marriage, how do you cope? How do women in active music cope with relationship? I know you're not married yet, and I know Mr. Man is coming, but I just want to pick up your mind. Has music in any way caused you a relationship, or everyone or your relationship have been solid, smooth because they love you. They know you sing and they love you, so maybe they forget the other things. Let me know. Let me just play the devil's advocate.
Well, thank you, Mr. Varrick, and hello to everyone that is watching us. As a woman, you get to combine a lot of things, and music, as one of the things that you get to combine, it's first of all a decision you have to make, and before you make any decision, I hope that before you make any decision, you carefully think about what is in it for you, how you're going to shuffle your time up. If you decide to make a choice to be dedicated, that is it. Because there are lots of people that just decide to do these kind of things because they just feel like doing it for just a period of time. But if you want to do it long term, I hope that by the time you start, you have looked at how you're going to be able to combine with your work, with your family, if you have kids, if you're married, if you're in a relationship. It's crazy because as a woman, you get to do a lot of things at the same time. And for me, you asked me if I have I've lost a relationship because of my crime. Yes, I have. I have lost a very good man in my life one time because he was struggling to understand why I was always on the move. Because remember, I work, I have a family, and then I have other commitments, and then I joined a very busy choir, Harmonious Chorale. So
how?
When and he was a doctor at the time, so he was also very busy. So he was thinking, okay, when I'm off, you are on. So our schedules never met, and he couldn't understand why I was like sacrificing the time that we were meant to spend together, being in Harmonious. I tried to explain that these things, and it's not like I didn't make time for the relationship because it was a choice that I made to join the choir. I was trying to make time for the relationship, but it wasn't enough for him because he didn't understand what was happening at the time. And then as a woman, because I am in the faces of people all the time, you get people, and you rightly said, I'm not married. You get people walking to you and saying, as if my singing is the reason I am not married yet. But they think because you're so involved in the choir and you're always busy and that, you're pushing men away. If a man wants to marry you, you don't have to stop the music before he'll marry you or anything. So it's the comments, it's the attitude towards you, it's those and you're always on the move. But it's a choice as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to combine and do certain things, you would have thought about it and you would have planned. If a man can do it with all their busy schedules, a woman can do it too if you plan well. Because if you don't plan well, it will interfere with a lot of things, and then at a point you have to sacrifice certain things. You have to sacrifice family for choir, or you have to sacrifice the choir for the family. So yeah, being a woman in music comes with a lot of challenges.
Wow. This is interesting. For our fans out there, she said something that usually people come to her and say that until you quiet now, won't worry. I said, to wait, won't you stop this quiet thing, get married?
Yeah.
But she's still persistent to know. She knows what she wants. Amanda, sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry.
Sorry for anything we have caused you.
Oh, you really
on
don't
behalf
have to
of
be sorry.
music, on behalf of music, we say we are sorry. Mr. Alison, what is your impression? You are a man. Maybe you are coming from the opposite. So you don't care. You don't give a damn. But has it cannot cause you any relationship, or has it?
No.
So far. So what do you say? What do you also think?
Once it did. It didn't cost me the relationship but we never got into the relationship because she felt like she can't take me home and then go and introduce me to her parents that this is my boyfriend. Obonyo. Like,
she's a musician.
You know, I'm also a PA, a physician assistant, and I don't work with it. And she was like, just you do something small with the physician assistant so that when we go, that one, because her family wants engineer, doctor, you know, those things.
So what is the problem? Is it a problem with the fact that you are not economically sound? Is that the thinking, or just that people don't like music?
It was the education.
It was the thinking because at that time, I was okay, and I could take her on dates. Right, things, you know, it was okay.
You were trying.
Yeah, I was really trying.
You didn't ask her. Maybe someone had taken her to Trasaku. You were just taking her.
She told me that when she takes me home, and then that one, they won't even look at my face like, oh, boy, you said me.
Taking her to.
I was trying to explain to her.
New town.
you know James, and you are a professional musician. You know the older generation, they have a certain mindset about musicians. Because back then, in their time, musicians were just, ordinary church people. They were there in their faces. They were not of any big relevance. They were not anything much. My grandfather once told me that his grandfather, so like my great-grandfather, told him that he should be a reverend minister because the calling was in the house and it was his time to pass on the calling. And he told my great-grandfather plain that if he becomes a reverend minister, he will not get money to feed the family. That was back then. Back then. So these are the same older people that have grown to become our parents and our grandparents that we now have to introduce our musician boyfriends to them now. So the idea is, choir master. How much does a choir master earn? Because they were not paying them that much. They were paying them just anything just to survive.
So the issue is not like people don't like musicians.
No.
They like them, but
they are not sure of your economic standing. Yes, they are not sure of your economic standing.
Their parents will say that they will be anything. To wait that a foolish son, everybody likes a foolish son. Everybody likes someone's son who is foolish. But no one wants to give birth to that foolish son.
And again, what is the word, for the lack of better, the secular music section, they've been able to identify themselves so well. They've been able to package themselves so well such that when you mention any of the musicians there, you can see that they are earning. They are good to go or something. When it comes to the choral music side, we don't consider it as an art. We see it as nyamenyom. It's gospel music. Everybody sings gospel music in their houses. So why should I come for instance, a choir and pay them this much? Because the hymns, they sing it at church. They play it in their cars. They sing, So it's the packaging, it's the education that we have to really hammer. And then we have to own our art, own our craft as a musician. Because if you're able to boast to your girlfriends that, look, this is the amount of money I earn, but this is what I've been able to do for myself. And my works are there to show. They are on YouTube these days because of internet. You can almost sell anything to anyone. But it's the packaging and it's the branding that we have to work on so that our work too will speak for us.
Mr. Lucy, so I think clearly, I do not think that people who don't like musicians or love them, I think maybe they are scared of the economic implications and other things, which they may not be Anna, sister.
Yeah, because I'm a woman. If I meet a man that, unless I mean it's one of those things. If it's papa, then that one. But if you meet a woman, if you meet a man that you think you want to pursue into like marriage or anything, I want to be comfortable. So if you tell me you're a musician, what kind of musician are you? What kind of music? You have to make me comfortable that my economic future is secure.
Or did 10 billion.
So you have to. You don't just have to give up. Like you have to like educate me, like bring me up to speed on what exactly you do, because I want to make sure that my man is
No,
comfortable enough.
he's young, so he's a musician. He's young. Things will grow. Only
Well, things will go when. Because I know how musicians are treated in my church, for instance. So if you are one those kind of musicians,
we'll get there. We'll come back to
invest?
the church and all those later.
Now you two, why didn't you find something small to do aside being a musician?
So the problem.
She said, "Ding."
Capital.
Come say capital. Great.
Nina Sisi, Kwama.
Come say capital.
I don't think the problem was with the financial, thing, but it was the term musician, the musician thing. Say, Odimiko Fia. Okay, say, but my boyfriend is a musician. The Bible says, "What type of musician?" I say, "Church music." Hey. No.
So it's a title, executive choir controller,
Principal organist or something at church.
Very organized.
Right organist.
Yeah. So it was the term. It was the qualifications, the mentality of who a musician actually is. But yeah.
How do we change it?
That's why this program is there, to educate everybody. Let them know that musicians, let's say church musicians, are not just any kind of musician like
choral musician.
Exactly.
Or gospel musician. They are part of it.
Some of us also do.
Until you blow as a gospel artist, you are.
But how do you blow?
And
How
so
do you blow if you are not pushed?
yes. But then until you blow, you get to that point. You are ordinary. You are the grassroots and underground rapper.
But I also think that as a musician, you need to, as I said, package yourself well. You need to feather your art, because I mean those days, once you learn how to play the keyboard, you can be an organist or anything. But the musicians are going to school. They are getting degrees in music. They are getting their masters done in music. They are getting courses and all that online. So it adds some respect to you. Nobody can talk to you anyhow like that, because you have mastered your art and your craft, and you have packaged yourself so much that nobody can just talk to you anyhow in the church as well. You get what I'm saying? And the fellow musicians at church, I think you should be able to help each other in this course, because if we help,
musicians don't like meetings. Though. They don't like meetings. If the meeting is not about singing or teaching for them to take their money, they don't like discussions. They don't like meetings.
Because if you don't agree and have one voice to, for the lack of a better word, fight for certain things, this discussion can go on for the longest time, but it will be happening in the churches. It will forever be happening, even outside churches, private choirs, wherever you find yourself as a musician. If you don't support ourselves, because as I keep saying, the other side of music, they have a much more united front.
We have a lot to discuss, and we'll be taking it one after the other in later episodes. But you see, people also have had people who have really fought for some musicians, be it the church, wherever they are, to be remunerated well, to be paid well. They do that, and in most cases, they are disappointed. Almost as if because so they complain that is that the once you get into music, or you become a musician, you become unserious or what? It looks like there's a course to be unserious. When they are being paid well, why don't you do the work well? So that people will respect you that, hey, this guy doesn't play with this. If they don't pay you well, you can complain about it and get yourself to be paid well. But once they pay you well, what stops you from doing the work as you have agreed? Unless you didn't agree, we'll come back to it and some of the errors musicians also do in contracts.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a lot.
We'll come, yes.
I think
For
so.
instance, if someone goes to a place, say, oh, we'll pay you for the month. Okay, we'll not break the money down, whether to see it can even take care of my transportation to the place 4, 5, 6 times. The person doesn't think, takes the job, and then it's not able to do it because 2 days, 4 days, transportation has finished that money given to you for the whole month. So the contracting we need to also think about. But I think musicians, some are destroying our work. What do we say to those people? Already shame, but tell me something.
Some musicians are, as you said, they are not practicing their crafts, especially our generation. You are the older generation, so
Life begins at 40.
especially our generation. You know, a young boy just knows how to play one hymn on the keyboard and it's already making so much noise. I'm a musician. So the person goes to sit in church and just playing anything anyhow. So the person, you can't go and fight for anything because it's one hymn, procession, there's recession. You are not teaching them. You are not growing the choir in any way. As you came to meet it, you come to church, you play, and then you go, me, I can't play the keyboard, so please don't fight me. But it's observations. You need to practice a lot of things to be able to go and bargain for anything. Because if they don't see the value that you add, how can you go and say the 2,000 you are giving me or the 1,000 you are giving me is too small? Hey, but 1,000 a month. We need to talk about these things.
But you see, some I also think that some of the churches or those who employ musicians don't even know the difference. They don't know the value. They don't know this person that I've employed. What can he do? Actually, what is the difference between this one and our ex-musician? Or I mean, the big names we hear and this one, they don't know. So,
but you're a musician. Do you think that so is the Reverend Ministers that employ the church council, for instance, that employs musicians?
Some are doing well. Some now they go through a system making sure that they get the musicians. Whilst we want to get those things well, right, we also need to think about their remuneration. Make sure that if you employ a musician today, you go through the strict test of processes to get a musician, and the money is not good, the salary is not good. You will be going through that system again next week. It's the same. It's just transpose or postponement of, let's say, when an old man dies and another old man is made to take over from him as his replacement, it's just the postponement of that. Yeah.
But on the flip side, Mr. Varrick, do you think that the church council expects certain things from musicians? Like the way you're saying that they go through the strictest of, do you think that they expect more than opening him, closing him, and church anthem, high life? Do you think that they expect
it should be? The
quality?
church should or anyone employing someone should know why I'm employing them. What use do I have for employing those people? When we don't know, we think that a musician is a musician, organist is organist. That's what occurs. Anybody can play, anybody can fit in. So you don't know who is special doing this work. Do we have special talents who can do it, and those so we don't know, because usually we just don't know. Even as a church, we also don't know what we want. We have moved from a place and we are going somewhere. But if we can speed up that movement, it will be through deliberations and discussions to know what is possible. I think we'll come back again for this. You have something to say? Go ahead.
Oh no! I am just listening to what you're saying, and I'm bringing it into today's world, and I'm thinking: is it ever possible to be a full-time musician and do well in this current dispensation? Do well, take care of you, take care of family. Because I would say you're a musician. Is it possible to be a full-time? Because now everybody will have a side hustle of a sort, but is it possible to be a full-time musician and still do well without any side hustle?
Yeah, it's possible, but you see, with the music, there are so many aspects or so many things you can do in music. For myself, let's take me for example. I play for a church. I work with a school which has a school choir which I handle. I also have the music production as well.
Right.
So, and it's all music.
Right.
So I think it's broad. It's getting broader, and we are exploring. We are getting new things you can do with music, aside just the church music.
Right.
So with that,
I think your question is valid, but at the same time, even in the church, for instance, I think when the church finds the benefits of hiring a full-time musician, they would give it a thought and they can pay people well.
Yeah.
There's so many benefits of employing full-time people to man those areas, but sometimes they think about what is he going to do?
Exactly.
And how much can we pay? So it's a dicey. I know we would have time to discuss it. Let's go for a very short break so we can for our last part. Welcome back from this short break. This will be our last segment to end this first episode. But I have one announcement. He Lives 2024, the Dynamic Choir. It's a very wonderful choir based in Accra. They're having a concert this Palm Sunday, 24th at 5 p.m. at the National Theatre.
Okay.
National Theatre. That's the date and time. The theme is This Same Jesus. And it's 5 p.m. Please just Google or go to the page of the Dynamic Choir. Dynamic Choir, and you will get more details. The concert is Sunday, 24th at 5 p.m. So on this program, you can contact our producers, DM, if you also have a program that you want us to advertise for you, or you want to also be my guest, just get in touch. It's a hot seat. It's going to be a fine program for discussions. So to end the discussion, this is Amanda. Once again apologize to you for what you has done.
Seriously?
And I know that as the right person will always come.
Oh yes.
God's time.
right person.
And you cry. Compare to my food for being a cabana or what the guitar, a bed number. Yeah, my boy. As for that one, don't hear that boy. So to conclude, give us your last word for people, ladies in active music. Advise the men who also want to date or marry such ladies, and just give us your general final comment.
I mean, as a woman, if you decide to be a part of anything, you decide to really be committed to it, you need to strategize. You need to be able to move some cards around so that you give your best to every part of your section that you are in. So as a woman, you have to plan and strategize very well so you can double hats in all the spaces that you're. It's very difficult, but I mean, we are women, we bend, we don't break. So I know that once you strategize very well, you can be able to do it. And for our dear men, And for our mothers and our older people who think that a woman at a certain age be able to sit down and stop everything from moving. You know, you can be an active choirist and be a good wife and be a good mother, be a good girlfriend, a good fiancée, anything. I mean, we are looking at the quality of the human being, not all the things that are surrounding them. So, I mean, you have to be very open-minded about it. And I think that this program is a very wonderful one, Mr. Varrick. The other side of them is, I keep saying the other side because if I use secular, I'm going to be in trouble. But those people are able to talk about their crafts. They're able to criticize each other, commend each other so well. So you know that at every point somebody is growing because somebody's
But no
looking
beef.
at.
On
No,
this
no,
program,
no beef. No beef. No beef.
Only
but-
because you are fresh
Critique is good. Sometimes you think you are doing everything but and you force him to trust and only say chia. So
The
if
one who
there's
is,
somebody
for
clearing the path,
yes,
doesn't know that the back is not straight
back
or
line
something.
is-
So somebody behind you can see that you're doing this. I think if you do this, so we should be able to speak about our craft without feeling intimidated by anybody or anything. So I think this is a very good program.
Thank you. Musician.
See you.
Professional musician.
Grandmaster.
Professional
See
musician.
you.
Executive choir controller.
Very organized.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think musicians are doing well. You know, we made the church very lively, and then please we are fine boys too. Okay, and then we make sounds for one. So we feel free to take us home. Yeah. We will follow you. Yeah, we have it. But this program is very nice. I've really enjoyed myself, and then it's educative as well. So with the music, I think it's getting better. It will get better.
Yeah.
And the musicians too are getting better. Some of us, you know, if you be a main someone in the hand, there are a few of us who are doing things that are not so good to talk about. But I think we are getting better and we'll get better. Yeah. So,
Musicians are lovely people.
yeah.
They also want the same lifestyle that you want. They want good things for themselves. They just are passionate about music and they've taken it upon themselves to do it. We all cannot be other professionals. We still need people to sacrifice themselves to be musicians so we can still have people composing for us, people giving us organ concerts. All these things take time. They take a lot of time to practice. I always say that if a Handel was a dressmaker or a tailor, I'm not sure he could have developed a song like Hallelujah Chorus, had that time to develop Hallelujah Chorus as it's like 5 minutes of song, spend time to Hallelujah. Once he came in one Hallelujah, he's Christmas, but he has to go and sew Christmas clothes for his clients. But because he was full-time into it, they were dedicated to do something, a sacrifice. So, and the underside, we need to also take care of them to make sure that they are compensated for the time they use to make the world a better place. Without music, we all cannot survive. We can't survive in this world. Okay, Ejefo, so this is where we close the curtain, or we'll bring the curtain down. This is the first episode. Please like, follow, and share my page, James Varrick Ama JVA, on Facebook. Instagram too is there, James Ama. You see me, Varrick TV on YouTube. If you also want to be a sponsor of this program, DM us or call our producers. And I thank my technical crew, Genius Photography, Allo Music Production, Olive Organs for the support. Thank you, Mr. Amanda and Brother Adete.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
We are out of here. See you next week. Hello, friends. I am specially inviting you to join me every Monday at 8 p.m. for Music Time with Varrick. It's going to be a very discussive program with my friends as we delve strictly into music and creative arts, discussing everything that there is to discuss. It will be a wonderful show. I want you to be part of it. Join me. Let's talk, let's discuss and see the progress of our industry. It's going to be a wonderful show. Your favorite stars, your favorite musicians, they'll all be on the show. It's going to be a wonderful time. So don't forget, every Monday at 8 p.m. Ghana time, you can tune in on Facebook, Varrick, JVA, and also on YouTube, Varrick TV. It's going to be wonderful. Join me. Thank you.